welcome to our show, Achievers. Our guest today is the multidimensional Dr. Rami Ranger, a man with integrity, a man with vision, a man with a cause. Welcome to our show, Dr. Rami Ranger. Be the change you want to see. Words by Mahatma Gandhi. Not only have you been a staunch follower of Mahatma Gandhi, but you've actually put these words to practice. You have brought profound change to the British society in the field of politics, in the field of business, and in social cohesion. Honored 5 times by Her Majesty the Queen, 4 times for business, and once for community service. And in 2005, you were made a member of the British Empire. Dr. Rami Ranger, welcome to Achievers.
Thank you very much for having me on your show. I'm honored to be here.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you. Dr. Ranger, going back in time, your father, Shaheed Sardar Singh, was a great champion of secular India and was against the partition of India based on religion. He unfortunately passed away 2 months prior to your birth. Could you tell us a little about his belief system?
See, my father believed that India belonged to Indians, regardless of race, religion, and color. That, our unity of India is paramount, that we must consider ourselves first and foremost Indian, then follow any religion for our peace of mind, just a choice. So there should be people must never use race or religion to surge ahead. Instead, they should use merit. So he was a firm believer that it was not the division of India, it was the division of Muslim community as well, because he pleaded with the then Muslim leaders, even Sikh leader, that don't cut and run, don't create country on the basis of religion, because when we become independent, we'll be secular, democratic, one man, one vote, and together we'll make our destiny. Everybody will have a share. Where there's a Muslim majority, you can have a Muslim government. We can change rather than just trying to put people in straitjacket. We should be secular, democratic. No country can ever progress while systematically discriminating against a section of her own population. So we should be under rule of law. So he was assassinated because people didn't understand his vision. He said today the British are divide and run rule policy. Now they want to divide and run. They are giving inducement to people. Take something on the basis of your religion, but don't take it, because that will be a poison chalice. But again, people sometimes don't realize when somebody, a foreign body, is offering you something for nothing, just on the basis of religion, you take it. But again, I now feel that 65 years down the road, we are much wiser, much smarter than we can see. We can learn lesson from the European community. We have got our own countries now, but we should now live like good neighbors, good friends, especially when we have so much in common.
Now, your father, he was assassinated when he tried to save 600 students, and he was attacked by a mob.
What happened was the student of DAV school, which is a Hindu school, they took out a procession against the partition of India. Unfortunately, they got into an area where there were some fanatics, they attacked them. And they were being, knives and whatever, because people had become, really, they were not normal people. Normal people. So they attacked their own children. So my father was in the court in Multan, and somebody said there's been riots and the students have been attacked. And he said, look, let me go. He said, don't go, because yesterday you gave a very provocative speech. And they will not spare you.
His life wasn't under threat anyway. But he decided to still run from the courthouse.
He said, I can't. I cannot let the children be attacked. So he went to save the minute they saw that this man who has been ardent opponent of Pakistan has come, they left the student, they attacked him. And he tried, a lot of people tried to save him, but unfortunately the destiny you can't change. Where it was his destiny that he met his untimely death at that place.
You've come from very humble beginnings, and obviously your early years were not easy. You grew up in a refugee camp. Can you tell us a little about the earlier years?
See, I can only remember, I was very young, as you know, I was only 2 months old. But then I did not suffer but I can't remember. But my mother, having lost her ancestral home,
Because she came from a very well-off family.
very well off. My father was, very highly educated. He was BSc honors, LLB.
Yes.
He was a public prosecutor.
He was in the
inspector.
police first, and then he was a...
Then he left police because he was asked to open fire
Yeah.
on unarmed protest in Sargodha. And he said, no, they're not writing, they're not armed.
Yes.
I joined the police to uphold. So he took out his revolver and he gave it to the English officer. He said, you open fire. So he was then punished and moved to Dera Ghazi Khan
Yeah.
as a punishment. So there he resigned and he became activist. So my mother was a remarkable lady, having lost everything, even love of her life, our breadwinner. She arrived in a very tragic circumstances, because
8 children is a
8 children.
lot.
At those days, they had big families, but thank God she was educated.
You owe your success to your mother, Sardarni Harbans Kaur. What values did she instill on you?
Well, my mother was a teacher,
Yeah.
and she said, son, you earn money for respect. When you don't have respect, there's no use of having that money. He used some very crude example that even drug dealer will have money, but they won't have respect.
Yeah.
She said, you must, whatever you do, you must uphold your family value, family honors. And from that day onward, I am a businessman in UK. I'm not a non-dom. I'm not an offshore company. I don't believe in all things. Money has never been a motivating factor for me. If it was, then I wouldn't be doing so much social work as I do. I'll be too busy making money. So money has been important, but it's not the important which I can let my mother down. Let's put it this way.
You came to England in 1971. Tell us a little about your initial years in UK.
I graduated from Punjab University, Chandigarh. So I came here to study law, and it was very, you have dreams. When you are living in India, you think, oh, it'll be so easy when you come to England. The roads are paved with gold, and I'll enjoy. I will.
Yeah.
When you arrive here, the reality dawns on you. This is so difficult to succeed here. Everything is against you. Your language is not the right, your color is not the right, your culture is not right, you don't have any relationship, families. So it was very tough. So I decided that I will work and make some money and go back and complete my law there. So I started in fast food company,
Yes.
KFC, as a chef, 35p an hour. They had no idea why this man is working so hard. I was working 15 hours a day. They were so impressed what a hard work. They had not realized my real agenda was to make money and go. Couple of times the district manager came, he saw me working, and I was really enthusiastic. Good morning, sir, how are you? Can I do this? And the queue, people were very happy. I was serving them. And he said, can you do this? I said, yes, I can do this. Oh, we're opening a new shop in Norwood. Would you like to become assistant manager? They were expanding. I said, love to. So I became assistant manager. Again, I worked very hard, hoping, and then I became a manager. Then I became a district manager running 10 stores. And I really broke all record. I was #1 district manager of the company. And I stayed with KFC for 7 years. And then I was made redundant. From there, I joined McCain as a salesman. Again, I did very well. But as a salesman, it was a very lonely life.
But in 1987, you started sea, air, and land freight forwarding, the freight forwarding business. It's why this particular line of work? Because, it's not an easy industry to be working in.
Very good question. You see, when you are in service industry, you don't need capital. As you know, I had no money.
Yes.
I was just living from hand to mouth. So the best possible course open to me was starting a service industry where I sell my service. I don't have machinery, I don't have equipment. So as a service industry, I would just pick up people's cargo and then I ship it and take commission. So luckily, when I started this business, I went down Tottenham Court Road, Edgware Road. There were a lot of electronic shops. People were shipping unaccompanied baggage and TVs, videos and everything. So I'll pick up those products and I'll make sure they arrive very safely. And they were so impressed that somebody is taking care. You know, my reputation was traveling on their cargo luggage. So from there, the business just snowballed. It just couldn't believe they were telling their cousin, their uncle, word of mouth.
Yeah.
And my business became so strong, and I won the first Queen's Award.
Yes, you did.
In 1999, because the growth was phenomenal. And then again, you know, one good thing lead to another.
And you diversified and
then
started.
I diversified because I said, how long can I be serving people? Like a doctor, how many patients can you see?
Yeah.
Like an accountant, how many? I said, I must have some product, like a Sony guy. Sony made a television. People don't care where the managing director is. They buy product. And he is Japan, we are buying here everywhere. So I decided to market products, a quality product, British product, which people enjoy, and they associate them with quality. And again, it just snowballed. And today we are exporting to over 100 countries. And our company is the only company in Britain to have won 3 consecutive Queen's Award in a row, in consecutive for international trade. So there you are.
You've been called the NRI jewel, and because you've been winning, you won the Queen's Award in 3 years in a row. When you won the first time, what were your sentiments?
I was actually very much humbled, because you can just imagine you're just a guy who has started his life from a refugee camp. I didn't even have a cycle sometime, I had a motorbike and I didn't have money to buy petrol. We used to pool to a friend. So suddenly you are in Buckingham Palace in front of Her Majesty the Queen.
Was your mother alive?
No, unfortunately, she had passed away a few months before.
Just a few months
before? Just a few months before. But I'm sure she's happy.
You're a big champion of the British establishment, whereas previously Asians have complained about discrimination and racism in this country. Have you not faced these hurdles?
You see, it's a very good question. Prejudice is everywhere. There is prejudice between Hindus and Hindus, Muslim and Muslim, Christian and Christian, African and African. So prejudice and hatred is inbuilt in everyone. We have to ignore it.
But you chose to overcome it.
You can't overcome it, you just ignore it. You just ignore it, get on with it. I always believe efforts are in the hand of man, achievements are in the hand of God.
You're a patron of countless charities and the founder of BACL, the British Asian Conservative Link. What was the thought process behind opening that?
When I came to this, I saw Conservative Party, there was no Asian.
Yes.
In the Labour Party, because this party was a party of working class, and they were not that prejudiced against the Asian. Then I done some more thinking. Then I realized in business people headhunt. In politics some actually undermine others to surge ahead. They don't give you an opportunity, either you or me. But then I said, it's so wrong in a democracy to have a major political party which does not share opportunity with growing number of Asian
ethnic minorities.
So for 15 years, I tried to change. We had a platform, we had an organization. Because if you don't have a platform, you cannot articulate your views.
Of course.
So we had that British Asian Conservative Link, that if in a democracy everybody has a share, how come in a democratic political party we have no share? Yeah, and then after lobbying and after embarrassing the people, they gave way, and now we have 7 members of parliament of Asian origin, a few in House of Lords as well. As a result, Conservative Party has become stronger, and Britain has become richer.
You have quoted Edmund Burke, "The world is a dangerous place, not because of those who do evil, but because of those who look on and do nothing." What advice would you like to give the new generation of British Asians?
My advice to them is that we are no longer immigrant in this country, first of all. All of you probably are born here, yes? And we have been here 30, 40, 50 years here. To consider ourselves immigrant is fallacy. This is your country. This country has been very good to you. And you got to take part. You have to become police officer, you have to become fire crew, you have to become in the army. You cannot be fair weather friend. I'm here to do business, make money and disappear. But we need to take part in sports. We have role models. We need to take part in every aspect of British life.
Yes.
This country has been good to us. You can see the prosperity Asian people enjoying.
Yes.
Only because they have been allowed to enjoy. There are laws against discrimination. This is the greatest country. In our country, we don't get as much freedom as we get in Britain.
What inspired you to set up the India, Pakistan and UK Friendship Forum?
You see, after 27, 7/7 and 21/7,
yeah.
when suddenly I saw, and that was a warning sign that a community is now feeling isolated, dejected, because of the action of few of their community, which is very sad, because you see, we have one country, one queen. As a result, we have become one. We are interdependent on each other. We have Pakistani doctors, teacher, Indian doctor, Indian teacher, businessman. We're interdependent. Whatever happens, it affects us all. So being so close to Pakistani, my roots are in Pakistan, my friends are all Pakistani. I said, look, we have to draw a line in 1947. Yeah, people are exploiting our rivalry. They created us rival, now they're taking advantage of. They're selling us arms instead of technology. Why don't they put factories in Pakistan or India? And I was so amazed. There were people of goodwill on both sides. I said, we want to start this, and we want to celebrate joint Independence Day, just as a mark of respect to each other's country. When I was able to bring 250 Pakistani, 250 Indian together, and for the first time ever anywhere in the world, we jointly celebrate the 60th Independence Day of India and Pakistan. Perfect harmony. It was a fantastic.
A historic day.
Historic day yes. So there you go.
But the 7/7 bombings, Dr. Rami Ranger, reflected badly on the British Muslims. Very few Indians would have stepped up to promote a positive image of British Muslims in England.
I have, different feeling for Pakistan, because it is, after all, my motherland. I was born there, and India has given me shelter. So I have a lot of respect for India, and I would like to see that somehow my father, when I employ some Pakistanis in my company, and they say, do you not have any? I say, my father did not die hating Muslim. He died because he didn't want to leave them.
But nevertheless, your father was brutally assassinated by Muslim fanatics, and
yet
you are making such positive steps towards harmony and towards bringing Muslims and Indians together.
We were also saved by a Muslim family. Yes, wherever there's something, there were many good Muslim also who saved us. They gave us shelter when we were attacked. So we couldn't escape if it wasn't for the kindness of a lot of Muslim people. So as I said, there's a good and bad. That was a different period altogether.
Dr. Ranger, you have not considered joining politics?
Well, you see, you can say I'm already in politics, because I do things which, you join politics to bring about change.
And you need people in politics who have a vision. And do you feel that if you were to join politics, that there will be positive changes made?
But sometimes, Sadia, one man's meat, other man's poison. I will upset many people who will find me a threat. So they'll try to block it. It's better I stay away and don't give them chance, so I can do better thing. And I'm doing my thing. I'm not sitting, I'm bringing about change. We brought
because
change.
You said that nothing worse than sitting back and watching. You have to
I'm not sitting back. If you look at this, I'm patron of Princess Trust.
Yes, you are patron of many charities.
And I spend a great deal of time with the underprivileged children.
Yes.
Sharing my stories with them, that you don't need a rich father or elite education to be successful. Yes. What you need is self-respect, work ethic, and empathy for others. And they listen to my story, and they feel encouraged that if this man can do it, we can do it.
What would you like your legacy to be?
Oh, if I can just have a free movement of people within the subcontinent, from Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Iran, Afghanistan, all these SARC religion. We have SARC religion.
Yes.
We are trading and we are doing some good for the people. That I would love to see, like European community. I would love to see some leaders coming up and they say, oh, come on, my friend, we have bigger, better issues rather than just trying to destroy each other. Let us now build our nation. Let's give our people, we are letting them down year after year. We are letting them down. They're not getting better. And they trust us and we betray them. They trust us, we betray. So let's see. But I'm very optimistic with all the technology, all the internet, all these Twitters and Facebook. You can mobilize public opinion.
Of course.
Yes, and that youth of tomorrow or today has got so much power they don't realize. I mean, you can see the Arab Revolution.
Of course.
Yes, so it is possible.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You've been fantastic to interview. But I have 10 very quick questions for you. You have to pick one, even if it's your least favorite, and really quick ones. So should we start?
Yes.
Poch puri or halwa puri?
Halwa puri.
Rule Britannia or Jai Hind?
Rule everybody.
You got a quick one.
No, because it's
There's no third option.
So either rule Britannia, rule whoever rules.
No, but we have to pick one.
Oh,
that's the rule.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
It's a game. We have to play the game.
I will lose my British citizenship.
You
well,
won't.
In that case, Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
A country which gave me my life. Jai Hind.
Madam Noor Jahan or Asha Bhosle?
They were both great. You are really, yes, they were both great. But to me, Asha Bhosle has got versatility.
Mumbai or Manchester?
London.
Mumbai or Manchester?
It
has to be one of the two.
No, I have no idea about the country because I love London.
Okay, I'll let you pass on that one. Dhokla or naan kebab?
Oh, naan kebab any day.
Paisa ya pyar?
Pyar.
Padhna ya patana?
Education to me is very important because no knowledge without college. And if you want to get out of poverty, it's the education. It will widen your horizon and you will be able to do things much better with education than an ordinary person can.
Madhubala or Nargis?
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. If you see a beauty, then Madhubala, but if you see an artistic quality, then Nargis.
But if you had to choose one?
So I will choose, because I saw Mother India, because it reminded me of my mother's story. So I'll say Nargis.
Mixed marriage or arranged marriage?
I would like to say assisted marriages.
I never heard of that before.
where you assist people. Children, so for some time, for example, we don't arrange it for them. That's called forced marrying. But if you can say, oh, look, I can introduce you to some family friends, boys or girls, because sometimes the girls are so busy studying or the boys are so studying, they don't get time to meet the right people.
Ludhiana or Lucknow?
If you want culture, then Lucknow. If you want agriculture, then Ludhiana.
Okay. But what were you going to pick?
Because I'm Punjabi, so I've got to pick Ludhiana.
Okay. Thank you so much. And before you leave, we would like for you to perhaps share something with us. It could be a poem, it could be a few words of wisdom, it could be, you could sing for us, something that's close to your heart, something you would like to share with our audiences.
I would like to say to the people that you must take pride in yourself. You are special. You are blessed with everything, the other guy. Get the best out of yourself, because have little ambition, because an ambitious person benefits his family, benefits his community, benefits country. Be ambitious, but don't be ruthless. Be ambitious and do something with your life. It's a God's gift, and make your family proud, make your community proud. Each one of you are ambassador of your family and your country. So do whatever you do, but make sure you don't tarnish your community and your country.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. It was such a joy
Thank
speaking
you.
to you today.
Thank you. You're very kind.
Thank you very much.